they put on a show for practically everyone they meet, even for themselves. Their base personality is so awful that they have to create a false self and even lie to themselves. When you have to even lie to yourself, it's very obvious you're lying to the rest of the world. The narcissist creates a mask for every different situation. They could rotate through different masks, even with just you. They could be, and you've seen them transform from one person to another person, sometimes just in between a few sentences, a few seconds. When you start to realize what the narcissist is, when you back them into a corner, they will get very aggressive. If you're lucky, they will just yell at you, gaslight you, and escape the situation. But it can get much worse when abusers, when liars, when people who are trying to take advantage of others are caught. Their only defense is offense. They're not going to apologize. They're not going to feel remorse for what they did. Everyone, whether you're a narcissist or not, we all have masks that we wear. One of the secrets about life is we don't realize that we're wearing a mask. A quick example is I was heavily depressed until my late teenage years because of being raised by narcissists, because of several life's traumas. We all go through traumas. I believed I wasn't happy. I believed I wasn't worth it. This was a very long held belief I had about myself. This was essentially a mask I was wearing, because mask is just a term for a set of beliefs and personality traits that we, put on for the world. And that is the mask that life had put onto me, but I hadn't realized it yet. I hadn't realized that life had put that mask onto me, that it's possible to take it off. But when you don't even know you're wearing a mask, how are you going to change it, right? Put on another mask, or put on, and this doesn't mean we're fake. It doesn't mean we're all just putting on a show. But I discovered through the many spiritual techniques, through psychology, I discovered that essentially just this combination, this amalgamation of our past experiences, sometimes going as far back as several generations, right? You have your ancestors' eyes and ears, but you also have all of their experiences. And all of this is stored within you. And we sometimes can carry on this generational sort of curse, whether it's depression, anxiety, narcissism, but realizing that this is a mask that you've been put under, like a spell that either the world or yourself or a combination of all this has put you under. Realizing that is the first step in being able to take off the mask and replace it with another one. This is essentially the narcissist problem. They had such a traumatic childhood that they don't think. At times they have glimpses of it. You can see the shame in their eyes sometimes. But they had such a bad life, unfortunately, that they had to create such a powerful, strong, false self that they kind of no, they don't kind of, they believe their own lies. They're so caught up in that lie that it's almost impossible for them to recover and regress to a healthier state of mind. Because that's essentially all psychology and all that does for you, right? When you walk into that clinician's office, they don't reach into your head and change you, right? At the end of the day, the psychologist can say the best things in the world to you, but you are the one that's responsible for changing yourself. It doesn't matter if you're with the best psychologist in the world. At the end of the day, you have to make the change for yourself. And this is something narcissists are incapable of. They're incapable of it because their false self is so powerful that they are essentially out of control of their actions. You see this in people's lives all the time, where people get to a very old age and they've been repeating the same mistakes, whether they're like, not even people who aren't narcissists would do this, right? They never got it right. And people looking from the outside, I'm like, it's so simple. It was such a simple fix. You just had to like discipline yourself a little more, or you had to do this or that. It's even hard for healthy people to change. So imagine being a narcissist who doesn't even think that there's anything wrong with them. That's a very dangerous person, because when they get tired of putting up that mask, when they have switched in their mind like a light switch that you are no longer useful to them and that you're trash, in their eyes at least, they don't want you around. You're a reminder of another failed relationship. At this point, you're probably aware of all their BS, or you're calling them out on it, and they don't like that. They don't like any challenges to their false self, it really hurts them. They do not want to. They are not aware that they have that mask on. There are a lot of things that we aren't even consciously aware of that are affecting us today, and this is why I tell people to have some kind of spiritual practice, because that's one of the greatest benefits I got from meditating, from doing all the weird stuff I did. I awakened these very deep memories, repressed, childhood memories that I had, and it was tough. It forced me to deal with them. It was very painful. The thing about these memories, the thing about pain and suffering, once you deal with it, then you can only go up from there. When you don't know you're carrying around all these things, you don't know that you have this heavy, heavy mask on your face, and everywhere you go, you're putting on an act. But when you don't know that you're doing that, you just accept it as real life. I saw these weird smirks the narcissist would do at me. I saw that they were getting more distant. I saw that they were getting shorter with me, that they had less patience for me. The mask was slipping. The day the mask completely slips, it's a very dangerous day. And try to see the warning signs, because the mask slip is very dangerous. If you can see the warning signs, if you can see them changing, and hopefully at this point you know they're a narcissist, and you see the shifts in their personality. They are not that love bombing person they were in the beginning. They are becoming meaner and colder, more distant. The mask is going to completely slip off any day now when that happens. And it's better to get out sooner than later, because, as I've said, when the mask slips on a narcissist, they are a very dangerous creature.